Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? My name is David Hospinal, and I am currently a master's student specializing in information technology and management at the Pontifical Catholic University of Chile. Today, I am here to introduce to you a brand new multi-platform project built with KMP, which we've named Dental Vision AI. It is the future of dental diagnosis, available across various platforms. Today, I'd like to present to you how the convergence between multi-platform development and generative intelligence can be effectively demonstrated within clinical practice. Well, this tool and system that I have meticulously constructed here, you see, is not just a simple management application. No, it is in fact a complete and fully integrated development ecosystem built entirely and exclusively using Kotlin Multiplatform, KMP. It has been designed to function natively and in a synchronized manner. In this particular instance, it has been developed for Android, web, and desktop platforms. Sharing more than 90% of the business code as the architecture shown here. In this case, before we see the demo, I'm going to briefly highlight how this architecture is built. Here in figure, for example, on the front end, we have an adaptive user interface that's been built with a multi-platform compose. In the backend, we orchestrate the entire logic using Python with our fast API application hosted on Render, specifically on Render. And we utilize a lightweight database to ensure absolutely zero latency for the demonstration we intend to present. When it comes to the intelligent core, it relies on the utilization of the Gemini API through Google AI Studio and supporting models, in this case for dental vision, Hugging Face, right? For image analysis. All right, in this particular instance, we're going to have 5 distinct modules, and we'll begin with the dashboard, won't we? Now, this specific module will feature specialists who are going to have a sort of control tower setup, you see, so that you are able to see the interface and is fully adapted to the screen dimensions. It's not just a basic stretched out website, it's a native experience on the 3 platforms already mentioned. Android, web, and desktop, right? We have key metrics that will, for example, show patient data, appointment data of the day, instantly loaded from our cloud server. The patients module, for example, here we'll see the very foundation of any medical system regarding the management and creation of patient records. And also the appointments module for scheduling patient appointments, right? The context here is a dental one, specifically for predicting cavities. You know, that's the business model that has been developed. We have also implemented a very smooth navigation, you know, where there's data persistence, and the information that you're seeing here is intelligent data, all coming from our Python backend. Regarding the motor model, which represents a new analytical approach, it's a straightforward process where after the patient has been registered and their appointment created, the dental image can then be analyzed to generate the prediction. In the necessity reports module for the PostgreSQL this is the ultimate module where all the data is consolidated, isn't that right? It effectively closes the system's entire operational cycle, allowing the dentist to visualize everything in a very fluid manner. So, and a visual interface to view the patient's results and then save them in the medical history, right? And right here, we'll be looking at the Gemini aspect, how it will perform the prediction for the entire system. Right? In summary, Dental Vision AI demonstrates that Kotlin Multiplatform is an incredibly powerful tool, allowing us to drastically reduce development costs without sacrificing quality, and that the integration of advanced artificial intelligence is both affordable and entirely viable today, right? We've transitioned from the idea of a functional product designed for 3 distinct platforms, Android, web, and desktop, the desktop in this particular instance, to make it truly accessible and viable. for that, as some tips or advice, it's being mentioned here, for example, the integrated development environments that are commonly used, like JetBrains, that is capable of handling Kotlin Multiplatform. And additionally, it also utilizes the Android Studio IDE in order to, in this specific situation, effectively simulate Android, correct? Okay, so we're going to start with the demonstration now. In this specific instance, we'll open up IntelliJ for Android. Sorry, let me clarify for the desktop. Here, for example, you can see the desktop is already running. Let's go ahead and open we are going to open it here, and then we'll maximize it. And over here, we can clearly see the cover, can't we? Dental Vision AI. Well, my name is Oscar Dafido Spinal Roman from the Pontifical Catholic University. We click to continue advancing the system. We can enter the doctor's name. Here's what we want to achieve is a simple block, since the most important logic is in the model, right? I'll put my name as the doctor. In this case, this is a system for dental doctors, right? David Ospinal. We hit enter and continue. And in this case, we are using Render and Hugging Face. These are free platforms, and as you'll see, they do have some latency. Yeah? You have to wait a few minutes for it to load and render to activate it, given that it is still in a state of being completely dormant and inactive. This is quite normal with the free service level that is offered by both Render and Hugging Face for their various models. And well, for the future, this is intended to be scaled to a paid tier, right? To avoid that kind of latency. But these latencies are minimal. As you can see, it's already loaded. This is a dashboard that will help the dentist see how many patients they've had during the month, the total number of analyses they used with the AI, with artificial intelligence. Well, in this particular instance, we're focusing on the generated quotes and the comprehensive reports. Wouldn't you agree? And then we have a detailed comparison, a bar chart illustrating the analysis of both the quotes and other relevant data. Isn't that right? So additionally, we've included a circular graph here that provides a very clear overview of the current trend analysis. All right, let's move forward with the patients now. In this particular instance, we're going to create a brand new patient. Here, the doctor is creating a new patient who will be receiving treatment at his dental office, and we will then proceed to enter their name. We are going to put Valeria in charge of this. Gonzalez.
Her age is 27 years. Her gender is female.
It's the phone ringing. We're going to proceed now to enter the phone number. All of these fields are also validated. Let's go ahead and input valeria-25@hotmail.com. We save the patient, and a message appears here, not a pop-up, right? That the new patient was created today. In this case, it's January 8, 2026, right? And you can see here, we can verify in the search bar, in this case, that Valeria Gonzalez has already been created, right? We can also delete if we made a mistake or modify. All right, so we're going to discuss appointments. Once a patient has been successfully created with their essential details, we will then proceed to create a new appointment for this specific patient, won't we? For this particular situation, we are going to select the patient profile that was created, specifically Valeria Gonzalez. We're going to select the appointment. In this particular instance, we're going to assume that this appointment is going to be scheduled for today. We are also making a selection of the time itself, in this case, at 8:30. We consult the analysis. In this case, what type will it be? It will be analysis with artificial intelligence. And for observations, we're going to put that none of the previous ones. We've created the appointment, and in this case, Valeria Gonzalez is already listed here. And we're going to go ahead and confirm the appointment, right? Because it is still currently in a pending state. So once we confirm the appointment, Valeria has already been confirmed and is now ready to proceed with the next module.
So the next module is a new analysis. In this particular case, with this new analysis, we are looking for the same patient, Valeria Gonzalez. We are going to select the dental image. So let's just assume for a moment that it's this particular image, okay? The one belonging to Valeria. Keep in mind that you are able to use your very own dental images. Here, I'm showing you a varied selection, an example of various images, but you are free to utilize different images of yourselves from the internet, or you can obtain them from specialized dental repositories, you know? If going to load the image, so we can zoom in on it, we can minimize it, and we can also remove it if we happen to have made a mistake, you know. And if we're going to analyze this image using artificial intelligence, specifically YOLOv12, the repository that will connect Kotlin, right? In this case, it's connecting with the YOLO backend where the actual model is located. Welcome back on Sanbasu. Start analyzing the image. We'll wait a few moments for the image analysis to begin. This particular situation might also experience a slight delay because generally both the render models, as I had indicated, and the Hugging Face models are free layers, you know. So we're going to wait for the model to wake up. The model has already woken up, and here we can already see some of the dental identifications, you know. And how many teeth are we talking about in this particular case? That they are good. They are 9 perfectly good teeth because we don't see even one bad tooth. And those teeth that have no cavities, right, or 70% healthy score. We save the analysis. We wait for it to be saved. It was saved in the database in render, and then we proceed to create the report, right? In the report, we look for the same patient named Valeria Gonzalez. Okay, let's take a look here at what we have, like a full history, a complete view, right, of 9 teeth detected with absolutely 0 cavities. 9 in good condition with a 70% confidence level. The number of teeth detected, each one with its own, in this particular case, its confidence level, right? And here we're going to be using the Gemini API from Google AI Studio. And Kotlin will also be conversing with this artificial intelligence to request some of the predictions, you know? We're going to hit the generate now. But remember, this is the free version of Gemini, so we're going to have to wait for just a few seconds, and then that's it, right? Some streamers will come out one day. In this situation, you see where he actually says, hello, Dr. David, which of course was my name then. Well, Dental Visionaire, isn't that right? It's based on the analysis for Valeria Gonzalez. It gives you, in this particular instance, a clinical diagnosis and also some preventive recommendations, right? And also some action corrections, wouldn't you say? And here also a kind of disclaimer, you know, the system is only, well, it's based on the diagnosis, but only that validated by a medical professional, isn't it? The guide is simply a tool that will help the dentist make a decision, right? That is the main objective of this system. Well, now that we see that on desktop or on the computer, everything is working as intended, we are going to close out of the desktop application, and then we are going to load what is the web page itself. We'll just wait a moment for the website to become fully available. Where you're going to have to show just a little bit of patience here in this particular situation, especially with, and I want to emphasize this again, with the free services in this particular case, the layers that we've been using, such as the Gemini service from Google AI Studio, and also the free layer service provided by Render, where we have our database remotely hosted, and of course the service from Hugging Face in this specific scenario. Where we ourselves also have it accommodated.
This is our very own model.
Okay, But the most important thing here is Kotlin, how it's supporting and how it communicates in a functional way, in a dynamic way, so that this whole process can be more dynamic, right? Let's just wait for it to load for a moment. Wait, it has loaded for a pause. In this case, the web application pause, and it will now be displayed. Pause, it will be launched through localhost 8080, pause, which is the port, pause, and it will show the same content. The application's home screen, dental vision, isn't it? Advanced system in artificial intelligence. We give it a click with the mouse and then proceed to log in. We are going to log in with another, it could be a different doctor as well. In this case, Mario. Sambuesa.
We are about to enter.
Well, there won't be any more delays here since render is awake, right? We'll see the dashboard. In this case, it won't show 25 like at the start, but 26 because it's counting Valeria Gonzalez, right? Which was what we tested on desktop, right? But here, it's the web version now. We're going to create a new patient. As you can see here, it also gives you a welcome, doesn't it? Dr. Mario Sambuesa, right? And the one we tested on the desktop was Dr. David in this case, right?
We're going to create a new patient.
In this particular instance, we're going to be creating Javier Flores.
I am 30 years old.
The gender is identified as male.
Chilean number +569.
Your email address is Javier, that's Javier, then a hyphen, and then 89.
At gmail.com. Yeah, we are creating the patient Javier Flores, right? We can now verify this. Now, in this particular case, we receive a message confirming that the new patient was created successfully. We can also proceed with the corresponding verification. Javier Flores, isn't it? All right. We're going to go ahead and create the appointment for Javier Flores now. We are currently searching for Javier Flores. We can certainly choose to set any date we want. So in this specific instance, we're going to have to consider that. Let it be January the 15th.
We need to decide on a specific time.
Analysis with artificial intelligence, the type of inquiry. And here we are going to put emergency as an observation.
All right, we need to declare an emergency. We create the appointment.
We'll wait a moment, then we'll make the appointment. Oh, my apologies. I must have clicked it multiple times. And now it's created several entries for Javier Flores. So we'll need to cancel them. Number 1, and it's not applicable. So let's just write it down. We're going to have to cancel the one for Javier Flores here.
I clicked on it many times.
So it was automatically created.
Don't you think? It's quite normal.
But we are going to we naman to optimize that right there. Okay, we've just created a profile for Javier Flores. There it is. We'll confirm the appointment now. Confirmed. There it is. And after that, we move on to the module dedicated to new analysis. We then search for the patient, Javier Flores. Yes, so and we look at the image. In this particular instance, we're going to move on from one case. The first case was quite favorable because the person had absolutely perfect teeth. And now we're going to transition to the complete opposite scenario, where in this situation, the individual would have teeth with cavities, right? So we have the image right here. We then analyze the image that's displayed. We wait for the image to fully load so it can connect to the Hugging Face model. Here we can see that it has already made the detections, right? We are saving the analysis, and in this particular case, the analysis was saved. We're going to navigate to the report section, specifically the reports module. We'll then search for Javier Flores and proceed to view his report. All right. In this particular instance, we are presented with a negative report that clearly demands our immediate attention, which is precisely why it's prominently displayed in red. Every single one of the teeth requires careful and prompt attention. And now we are going to provide a prediction, right, to generate an insight in this situation. We are communicating with Gemini so that it can give us a result for the doctor on how the patient should be treated, right? Hello, Dr. David. A very warm welcome to Dental Vision. Now, based on the analysis provided by Javier Flores, we have here a summary of the findings, don't we? Here we have a medical diagnosis. There are preventative measures and recommendations, and then what we refer to as corrective actions, don't you think? So that in this specific situation, the doctor can... So it can generate that it might be able to generate in this particular situation, the proper one.
Exact precision.
Okay. Since the website is already up and available, we'll go ahead and close out this website, and then we're going to go and take a look at what this next thing is.
We are closing here.
And we're going to get Android loaded up. We are waiting for Android to load.
Yes.
We're waiting for Android to load.
We'll wait for just a moment.
We'll just have to wait for a moment, won't we? Pause. Now, as for the next steps, how exactly do we proceed from here? Pause. Oh, well, it seems to have finally finished loading now. You're going to see it in the Hugging Face README for a more detailed
Elaboration, right?
Okay, let's take a look on Android. We're going to wait a little bit for it to load. Dental Vision has loaded up, so let's click it. We entered under my very own name. David. You may now press enter to continue. Here, so going to create a new patient, and for this particular example, we will be calling them Marcelo Oliva, 56, gender, male. We're entering the number. We're entering the number. Marcelo 98 with male comp. Once we create the patient, we then receive the message indicating that the creation was successful. We're going to move on to the next module. In this case, we'll go ahead and make the appointment. We are looking for Marcelo. Marcelo Oliva. Let's write down the date. We're going to assume it's the 9th day. We input the time, the type of consultation, and the AI analysis. This does not apply here. We have confirmed Marcelo's appointment. The confirmation is complete. Let's move on to the next new analytical review. We are looking for someone called Marcelo. We selected the image of Marcelo. Well, it's connected to my camera. We're going to, maybe it's this specific part. This section, just this specific part, of the molars, the back teeth, right, of the teeth. Actually going to analyze the image. We'll wait a moment for it to connect with Hugging Face. Hugging Face has already presented the results here, didn't they? So in this case, this is a situation where there are two distinct types, isn't it? teeth have been detected, right? And what about the cavities? We are going to, in this case, save it. The result, it was definitely saved, wasn't it?
We're going to the reports now.
We are trying to locate Marcelo. We're looking at the report. It's probably still going to need some attention, right? Because it still has cavities, doesn't it? Well, and we are going to be generating in this particular situation for the Gemini API to give me a prediction, right? Actions to be taken into consideration in this specific case so the doctor can supervise. This is a very high risk.
Likewise, it is asking for something to be done.
That this clinical diagnosis is able to be established also as prevention and recommendation and correction of actions, right? Where I believe that pretty much covers everything regarding the project.
And
first and foremost, I'd like to extend my deepest thanks for this wonderful opportunity to be here today and share with you all the details of this incredibly challenging project. But beyond that, I truly want to emphasize and wholeheartedly recommend Kotlin, specifically Kotlin Multiplatform or KMP. It is truly one of the most powerful languages, in the industry right now. I am signing off. I'm David Ospinal.
Goodbye. I'll see you later.